Lateef Jakande was the first civilian governor of Lagos State. Lateef Kayode Jakande, SOUQ Enlightenment. Idumota Market. Eko Idumota, once a residential neighborhood, is home to Idumota Market located on Lagos Island. It is one of the oldest and arguably one of the largest markets in West Africa. Idumota is a historic neighborhood adjacent to the Lagos port that facilitated the slave trade, and later under the British indirect rule, it surrounded to exports that fueled the colonial enterprise. Idumota was also the location of an armed forces remembrance cenotaph called Soja Idumota, built as a monument to Nigerian soldiers who served with the West African Frontier Force. An Eyo Masquerade statue and a clock tower are also some monuments at Idumota. Idumota Market is so popular that large sales are recorded as early as 7 a.m. The market is made up of hundreds of locked-up shops occupying several multi-story buildings, with some measuring about 5 or more floors. In 2010, the Lagos State government demolished some illegal structures in order to improve vehicular and human movement in and around the markets. During weekdays, the neighborhood of Idumota is densely populated by shoppers, traders, and bus passengers. From the Carter Bridge ascending into Lagos Island, passengers can see the neighborhood before disembarking at their final destination. Idumota Market accommodates the substantial inflow of imported goods. The bulk of import from abroad are routed first through Idumota and then on to other markets through Nigeria and other West and Central African countries. The energy of private Idumota traders and wholesalers facilitate this activity, where millions of US dollars worth of wholesale is exchanged daily. Idumota Market, SOUQ and...
Hi, my name is Fred Amata and you are on to SOUQ News.
If you are watching this channel for the first time, make sure you continue to watch it because this is SOUQ News.
Shout out to SOUQ News. Actually, I don't know. I really enjoyed the little moment I spent with you, and I think with more of this.
SOUQ News. Here's the SOUQ News who had the courage to transcend a locked off camera and actually have a conversation with a human being. It's a pleasure, SOUQ News. Thank you very much.
Tafawa Balewa Square, TBS. Tafawa Balewa Square was initially used as a horsing ground called Lagos Race Course. The edifice was constructed by General Yakubu Gowon in 1972 and named after Nigeria's first Prime Minister, Sir Tafawa Balewa. Tafawa Balewa Square is located at 45/57 Marse Bangboshe Street on Lagos Island, Lagos, and referred to as TBS. TBS is a 50,000-seater capacity venue and houses the Remembrance Arcade, the 26-story Independence House, which at a time was the country's tallest building. When Lagos served as the country's seat of government, the National Assembly Complex was within the TBS. Also in the square are the National Broadcasting Commission Office, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency Office, shopping centers, travel agencies, restaurants, car parking lots, and a bus terminal. Tafawa Balewa Square is adorned with beautiful statues of white horses and red eagles, symbols of strength and dignity. Our historic neighbors include the King's College and the Holy Cross Cathedral. Tafawa Balewa Square hosted some of the country's memorable events, such as the Independence Day in 1960, when Nigeria gained independence from Britain, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which is celebrated annually on January 15. The edifice is a national cultural asset. Tafawa Balewa Square, SOUQ Enlightenment.
Hello and welcome to Markets Insight. I am Lovina Emma. Now, yesterday I mentioned that this is the start of the second quarter of year 2024. So as we know, Nigeria is a nation blessed with fertile lands and a rich agricultural heritage. But as our population booms, so does the demand for safe and affordable food. Today, we will delve into the exciting world of agriculture in Nigeria. We will explore the opportunities, challenges, and innovations shaping this vital sector. Now, recently, the Naira has been gaining in the foreign exchange, and at the CBN rate as of March 27th, the Naira was selling against the dollar for discussing all these issues and so much more. So join us after the break.
We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
Welcome back. So as I mentioned earlier on, we have a packed show for you as we're discussing how this good news of the Naira selling against the dollar, how it's reducing. And we know today when we discussed our foreign exchange figures, we note that the prices will still reduce. But as of March 27th, it was selling for 1,300 Naira per dollar. And my guest and I were going to be discussing how this will affect the prices of food items in the markets, both our local food items and also imported food items. So my guest this morning is Ambrose Odion. Thank you very much for joining me this morning on Markets Insight. He's an economist with so many years.
But now that we've seen the market in terms of our exchange rate, how would that one encourage their businesses? But I believe we are fine. Like you asked, for imported foods, the imported inflation might slow down. But because also we Nigerians who are not true to ourselves, many people have hacked their price. We tend to adjust their price now because of this experience now. It's become a problem. But because when the dollar was rallying, all of them were putting dollar, especially even on the street. But now that dollar, none of them is taking it about dollar again. Their price went up. I think this is where the government also should come in. If we want to set the price regulation body, it's fine. I think it's a good development because in Nigeria, I've seen that anytime price goes up, to come down is a problem. And that is not the problem of the government. It's the problem of we Nigerians that want to take advantage of any opportunity to exploit our neighbors or exploit ourselves.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Ambrose. So now I want to know now, what are the potential implications of the Naira's appreciation for the Nigerian economy?
Yeah, for me, the first thing is that, yes, like I said, stability. If this also will boost productivity and also attract the foreign inflow, because I tell you, the CBN is going hawkish just because they want to solve price inflation, hiking rate to attract the foreign flow. That will work in some places, but to our own environment, I think we should go more beyond this, so that we can make the economy buoyant and also progressive to attract more activity, so that Nigerians also earn money that will oil the economic process. If I tell you, economy is also money alone. Just what oil the economy, the production cycle continue to go. That is the most important thing anytime for me.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Ambrose. Let's take a short break right now. When we get back, we're still going to discuss further with you. Stay tuned.
The Three Wise Men. Iconic sculptures and statues adorn major metropolitan cities of the world. In Lagos, Nigeria, the statue of three men designed to depict the state's cultural heritage and to usher in visitors and tourists into the ever-accommodating center of excellence is no doubt an astounding work of art. Originally built under the administration of Colonel Raji Rasaki, designed by Bodu Shodende in 1991 and standing over 12 feet high, referred to as Agba Meta or Aro Meta. The three sculptured chiefs were placed along the Lagos-Ibadan toll gate to welcome people coming into Lagos State. The statue called the Three Wise Men by many has become a major signature for the state. Three white-capped chiefs clad in white wrappers, knotted across their shoulders and with clenched right fists are shown in the artwork. The images fascinate and create impressions in the minds of visitors coming into the state, captivating the attention of visitors who look with keen interest, pondering on the messages which the posture of the engraved images signifies. The Three Wise Men has been relocated thrice from its original position at Ojodu Berger end of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to Magodo area before its final relocation to its present site at Olowopopo Drive. The sculpture has suffered severe damages over the years and renovated. Bodu Shodende, through this sculpture, depicted the highest honor that can be afforded to anyone in the Eko greeting tradition. The Three Wise Men, Arometa, SOUQ Enlightenment.
Welcome back. So I'm still discussing this issue with my guest, how the Naira has been faring against the dollar and the mixed reactions it has brought. So my guest is Ambrose Omorodion. He's a well-known figure in the investment company analysis. He has over 2 decades, that's over 20 years experience from investment analysis and also being an economist also. And he's currently the Chief Research Officer at Invest Data Consulting. So welcome back, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, I'm glad you're joined us on the show this morning, actually. So we're talking about how this impact will affect the Nigerian economy before we went on the short break, and you were giving me some details on this. How we
want to impact their production process, and that means most of them also looking inward to do what we call backward integration. It's a plus for us, but like I said earlier, if this application will go ahead and impact the world expansion of the world, I tell you, when there is high cost, go to kind of let companies start closing down. But now we're seeing FS coming down. People that are import dependent, either in of their raw materials for their machine, become easier for them to the second quarter of the year. We're seeing that how in the, almost the third quarter, we're seeing the impact of this FS issue on them. We saw in the second quarter result, third quarter, and full year for 2023, and now our first quarter. We that for this second quarter, now we're experiencing this 44% appreciation for the month of March. For me, it's a plus for the first sector. But I said earlier that it is consistent that matters. Stable, how stable it is, not just recommend and never on the next week again go back to around the 1,900. If even with what they are putting on ground can stabilize, it's fine. Kudos. For me, it's a good one. But area I'm very concerned is that when prices goes up in Nigeria to fund that is a problem, which I've explained earlier. Less government into it. Where government into it, government is stable. I'll tell you, buying FS and keep your house or your bank will become a thing of the past. Because why the even was speculating dollar because the weight was moving. But now that it's coming down, I think it's good for the economy. And like I just said, the central bank of Nigeria is out to kind of intervene. That's that the way they are trying to deal with the change, says that they know what they want to do. That's why they are before now. They put them behind. Now they put them back into the system. Both up and down, all this kind of they are learning from it. I believe that now they are set because I tell you, if we become stable, that also keep the economy, start recovering. Because I tell you, the way our economy is going, cost of operation compared to what we saw the last quarter for us, no matter what we want to achieve, if the economy is contracting, automatically going to create more employment, insecurity will go on the high places. You have to also. That's why I think if I are thinking with all these policies, let them go front and back. So that able to manage it at the end of the day, the economy also contracting, which already I said we are in. But when it confirm it again, it becomes obvious for that yes, the economy is in that despite all the new policies or the reforms of government.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Ambrose. So yes, now Today, this morning, my colleague, a reporter, went out to the markets to find out how prices are faring with our local food items and also imported food items like beverages and cereal. So let's just take a look at a short clip from when she was at the market.
As of today, this big book bag of 25 kg is 40,000, and before is like 30,000. But as for today, it's 40, 42. And this is Nigeria rice, not foreign. And the foreign one is 90,000 as at today. And before is like 70,000 naira for the 50 kg. The food stuff has not coming down because maybe the people that we are buying it from, they still have the one that they bought for the high price, and they will sell it at high price for us too. Maybe later we go and buy another one, the price will have come down. But now, the thing is still high. Before, this sermon is like 3,000 plus, but now it's 7,000 for the 5 kg.
Okay, first of all, not all companies have reduced their prices. Some are still increasing. Markets like oil and others, they are still increasing. I don't know, because of the festive period. And they still, and most of the markets are here. We've gotten them before the prices reduced. So we can't just reduce them in a very vivid rate. But we remove something out of it for the meantime until the company changes their words. So before the prices can reduce, the companies of Nigeria have to reduce their prices first. This is 52,000 naira only, and that's the price we are selling it. We bought it around probably 55. So now this is the price now because we reduced out of it. So that's it. That's the lowest we can sell for now.
Considering the current dollar rates, the prices of market has been coming down a bit, as high as 90,000. But I'm talking to you, it's about 80,000. So with that reduction in price, most consumers will have been expecting, because before those periods, it was like sugar was like about 78,000. So now being at 80,000 as against 90,000 when dollar was high. So they will be feeling, but not like then that it was so cheap. Sure, you understand? So now it now depends on the retailers. The retailers are still looking for a way to maintain their profit margin.
Welcome back. So that was a short clip from our correspondent at the markets, and she visited the local food markets and also a few supermarkets where she discussed with the traders as to whether the current price of the naira against the dollar, selling against the dollar, has affected the prices of food items. And a few of them replied, yes, it has. Some of them said, no, it has not, that it hasn't really affected them. So, Mr. Ambrose, are you here with us?
Yes.
So you can see from that short clip that some traders actually said, yes, their prices have reduced. Like a particular trader mentioned that the price of the 50 kilogram bag of flour in the past was 59,000 naira, but with the naira gaining against the dollar, it's...
Nigerians know how to shorten themselves or cheat others, because I believe that in this place, when the price was going up, those that has their goods, stock already, that they have inventory with them, they enjoy the high price. They automatically overnight, they made almost double price. Why is that? Now that it's coming down, they are also very reluctant to start bringing it down. That's why I say it's human nature. But I believe that if we have a consistent price stability in terms of exchange rate, going to help price coming down. But let's not forget that it is this human being, you and I, that also implement this. Like I said earlier, if you remember, that when those that have stocked their price stocks when the dollar was going up, they were not going to market then. But automatically they saw that price of dollar went up, they changed their price, put a made up of what they have in their stock. But now that it's coming down, let us also make sure that yes, we follow the trend. I'm happy that I've read that some of them mentioning that yes, it's coming down gradually. But where we can have a sustained rate in this dimension is if the exchange rate remains stable or go further low, more appreciation, that also help that prove wrong. if CBN continue, I will not see economic people. Then the people that say that it's going to work will come and join the team that say it's going to, because they have seen it happening. But at this point that it just came down from 1,900 to this level, people are saying that, oh, will they stabilize it? Will it be stable? Might go back again. That's why we are seeing this misreaction. But I believe that the oil sector that have supported us since we are still expanding it. Don't forget that today now, we saw that on Thursday that OPEC has also further cut output to further support crude oil price to remain above $85 or $80. That's a plus for Nigeria. Only that we need to do more. Yes, today our what we call a budget benchmark, our crude oil price is above it, which is also a plus. Only that the way we are growing is what I'm also virtually concerned about the economy. But if the way the CBN is going, trying to manage the
issue of imported food items. As you know, like you rightfully mentioned, yes, we do consume a lot of imported food items in Nigeria. So the customs duties is something that has also been, a lot of importers have complained about it, because they also want the Central Bank of Nigeria to reduce customs, the duty exchange rate. So as of March 29th, the Naira was selling against the dollars, the customs duties for 1,303 Naira per dollar. Now, the confusion is that, I mentioned that as of March 27th, the official CBN rate that the dollar was selling for 1,300 Naira per dollar. So, but customs duties always seems higher than the official CBN rate. So, most importers are appealing to the Central Bank of Nigeria to actually fix the import duty exchange to perhaps 1,000 Naira per dollar. So what are your thoughts on this, Mr. Ambrose?
Yeah, like I've said earlier, the quotation of food items is just for us to stabilize areas where we don't have the expertise. But I believe that for now, CBN should encourage that, but I would say that it will encourage more of backward integration. When before now have some items that were not having access to dollar, for those local producers of such items, we also enjoy patronage. Yes, now we have given that kind of yeah. But also Nigeria, we're that we use locally made Nigerian goods. Let's do that so that the economy can come up than importing. Yeah.
Okay, now going further actually on this import duties rate, now how can the Central Bank of Nigeria influence the exchange rate between the Naira and the US dollars concerning this import duty now?
No, like I've said, the import duty, for them, like I said, it's for them to kind of regulate so that there will be kind of a discouragement for them to bring some items. Before now, the state of Nigerians are importing a toothpick. Why in Aba here, or what they call Anambra, there's a lot of bamboo farm that they can go down and produce a toothpick. But it's kind of thing, you must have to discourage it and let encourage local production. For me, if there's something that you need conception that we don't need, like
Professor Martins Emeje,
Professor Sylvester Odion Akaine.
Keep
watching
SOUQ News TV,
the best news channel online.
It's elevating, it's enlightening, it's educating.
Muhammad Ali found this route in Africa. Rumble in the jungle. I swear the king is humble. Jesse Jackson, O.J. Simpson, this is black history. Andrew Young visit Africa in the late 60s. Legend, Bob Marley make the life different. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X are big names. They fought for black Americans in the old days. We need same revolution in our own ways. Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Mr. Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre and Eddie Murphy. American prosperity ain't complete with African poverty. It's legendary Idris Abdul Karim, and you are on to SOUQ News. You don't touch that dial.
Welcome back. So I'm still talking with my guest, Mr. Ambrose Omorodion, as to how this new directive from the CBN is affecting the prices of food items, both our local food items and imported food items. So welcome back, Mr. Ambrose. So now I want to know now to what extent is the Naira's appreciation due to the underlying economic fundamentals versus temporary market fluctuations? I just want to know the Naira's appreciation, is it due to economic fundamentals or to temporary market fluctuations?
For me, I would say the market fluctuation yes, it's good, but because in any economy, you don't leave your exchange totally for the market. That's why we're seeing that indirectly the intervention from what from the regulator, which is CBN. That intervention will make it safe. But that's why I said now it's going to be a fundamental issue because if they are coming in, that they are involving the do the change to have some level of stability, give them some supply, to give to the system. When we say go in that industry or that market to sell above it, you know, you can set people that will go out and look at the prices of goods and services, just like what we have done. You can sample the price, next we can get it. Also, the buyers themselves can also review what they are buying from each other. Can also visit the supermarket. We need that price, no control gradually in the economy. It might not enough of course, but once we plan it and also start happening in that industry. For example, when you want to control price, for let's say for rice, now I want to go by measure that you as a government will have also the part of rice you are supplying to the market, that even those that are important or that are important, when they see that you are selling your own at a good price, you also have to come down. This is a part of way of intervention of controlling price. Not only just you must sell price at this and you don't have choice, so most of food items remain up. I remember that not like 2 years ago, we were buying two parts of yam less than 500 naira. Now to buy two parts of yam in Lagos between 1,500 to 2,000 for two parts of yam. Tell you what it is because of what this the supply is low and the demand is high. Just because farmers are not buying. This area also government can look at, and also to create an incentive also for farmers, they can have access to cheaper funds. That's why the way cost of interest is going on, it's another way of putting the farmers down. Because if buying the food, farm inputs are high, those affect farmers. But that's why these are ways that we need intervention from government to boost the. That is where we're looking at. Not those that want to buy and keep it in their account, say they're having dollars at the end of the day. But for us to gain dollar is for those that are in my sector that really need dollar for what? For business. They are the ones to give from. Naira appreciating. Why those that are giving it as they will, because Naira want to depreciate, but now they are the one losing. I believe that the businessmen are the one getting now because the way it's coming down, we're going to get goods imported at a lower price, and also things will be better than before. For those that have stored it in their house for 800, 1,800, 1,900, they are forced them to sell, and that is why the price will start continuing to go down. And if CBN stabilize this, they will all be forced to bring the one they are hiding in their house, in their kitchen, and in their wardrobe. Because what stability? This stability is what we need. But like we just said to us at the beginning, that let's see that 900 and 700 naira, that will also be good for those business environment. Because that is why we need the data to come down so that importation will be cheap, and then the price of goods in Nigeria will come down because imported inflation have also reflected on this 31.71 inflation figure that was saw for the month of February. All eyes are on the March February figure that will cast on them that yes, they made with their policy, but we want them to do more, and that's for good for Nigeria economy. But on the other side, you can't sacrifice your economy to attract foreign investors. The more you are seeing, exchange rate high, despite our stability that is going to boost production, we want the economy to have access to cheaper funds so that we can drive holistic growth in the economy. Because higher interest rate, high inflation will kind of start in the economy, for me, which is not too good. Fine, but on the exchange rate, take kudos to them, but let us also look with their mirror again to see how other side of the economy, where the things are not working fine again, or things are not looking up as expected.
Thank you very much for joining us on Market Insight this morning, Mr. Ambrose Omorodion. He has a difference of 89 naira. So those are our foreign exchange rates, selling rates for the dollars, the pound sterling, and the euros, actually. So we have seen how the naira is faring with these foreign currencies as of today, April 2nd. So that was our time this morning with our guests as we discussed this issue of how the foreign exchange is affecting the prices of food items, both local food items and also imported food items. And as my guest, Mr. Ambrose, discussed, another way to also help reduce this food inflation is for the government to fix the fixed price in terms of also import duties for customs and to help with people who are bringing in manufactured goods. Although he also mentioned that we could also have more a local option